Let us begin today. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kobibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. This is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna we are studying. There are two types of knowledge. One is the knowledge of this world, and that is mainly called the science. And another knowledge is about the spirit, the soul, the self, and that is called the spiritual knowledge. Aparavidya, paravidya. In Sanskrit, in Upanishad, they say. Here, Sri Ramakrishna is giving us that paravidya. This is the spiritual knowledge. And in this chapter, Sri Ma, the Master Mahashaya, the teacher who is to come to Sri Ramakrishna, and he used to note down all the conversations. He is recording a conversation between Keshav Chandra Sen and his group of people with Sri Ramakrishna. It was October 27th, 1882. And we began in our last class, we began over this, and then we are discussing now. Sri Ramakrishna, he reached that boat where the Keshav and his friends were there, and he was mentioning, soliloquizing in a very wonderful way, Mother, why have you brought me here? They are hazed around and not free. Can I free them? Sri Ramakrishna is the God himself. And here, that God, he is also thinking whether these people will be able to understand me. Can I remove their ignorance? So this is the depth of our ignorance. So much. The people, they always think that I am rich, I am educated, I am influential, and in so many ways they will be thinking, and whatever they learn, they listen, they see, they do not accept it properly. First. Secondly, because of the ego, they cannot accept it, and secondly, they think that it will be of no use for them. Because when we are talking about the God is talking about, the spiritual people are talking about the spirit, the God. They don't always consider, is it going to give us any benefit? That is and the benefit means the worldly benefit, they don't find, that they don't accept it. So this is the reason, even though the Ramachandra himself came, and in the Ramayana, wonderful way he is explaining, and Sri Krishna came, the excellent way he gave the whole thing. That is the first book that came in our hands, Bhagavad Gita. There everything he has explained, the whole psychology. Then the Bhagavata, his life, so many great sages came. Now in the modern age, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And here we find 1836 he was born, and then he practiced just before everyone's eyes how to control our mind, our passion, and then to give our whole mind to God. When he came here, seeing these people all around, they are eager to listen to him, they are eager to see him. Even then he is telling, Mother, why have you brought me here? They are hazed around and not free. Can I free them? Master Mahashaya, Sri Ma, is commenting. Did the Master find the people assembled there were locked within the prison walls of the world? Did their helplessness make the Master address these words to the Divine Mother? The Divine Mother, the Mother means Divine Mother, that is the power of God. We will hear from Sri Ramakrishna afterwards. Now, one person, he lived in Gazipur, that is now in Bihar. And there a famous saint was there, Pauhari Baba. Pau means the air, Ahari. The people used to think that he only lives on air. He eats only air. He don't think anything else. So that the name was Pauhari Baba. He was a yogi. Swami Vivekananda met him, heard about him, went over there, met him, and was thinking that he will learn some yogic technique from him. Then afterwards he found that Pauhari Baba himself is asking the spiritual guidance from Vivekananda. Then he said, what is the use of sitting over here? So Vivekananda was always a student, he wanted to learn. And now he understood that since I have come to Sri Ramakrishna, he has blessed me, I have got everything. So this is the Pauhari Baba, these people are talking about him. And one gentleman said, Sir, this gentleman visited Pauhari Baba, he lives in Gazipur. He is a holy man like yourself. They are talking about this. They don't understand, so they are comparing. They are telling, like yourself, Pauhari Baba. And then they are telling, Sir, Pauhari Baba keeps your photograph in his room. Pauhari Baba keeps your photograph. Sri Ramakrishna's photograph, somehow the Pauhari Baba got and he kept it. Long back, I went to, one gentleman took me, that is in Rajasthan. In the Rajasthan, in that desert, there is a very famous saint, a woman, and she lived under the earth because it is very hot. So naturally, many people they live like that. And there I went. Now it is a very big ashrama. So many people are there. There I found that lady in the Rajasthan. In those days, it was so remote. How she could get the picture of Sri Ramakrishna? The picture of Sri Ramakrishna she used to worship. There in that, under that earth, they are almost like a cave. When you go down, almost as is in these places, the basement as you call it, similar with go, and then you find only a small little room where she used to live. There on a rack, she kept Sri Ramakrishna's photo. And the Pauhari Baba also kept Sri Ramakrishna's photo. But these people, they could not understand the significance of that, so they were mentioning, the Pauhari Baba keeps your photograph in his room. They were thinking the Sri Ramakrishna will be happy. But the reaction was totally different. Pointing to his body, the Master said with a smile, just a pillowcase. The body has no value at all. If you are keep thinking that only my picture, no, this is the only a pillowcase, but the knowledge that within this and the way the knowledge is expressed, then only you are benefited. Otherwise not. So many people, they looked at Sri Ramakrishna. So many people came in contact with Rama. So many came in contact with Krishna. They came to kill him, fight with him, so many. He was God himself. Now thousands, they are meditating, praying, worshipping, only to get a glimpse of his darshan. Sri Krishna. And there were so many people, thousands of people, when they are meeting him, they could not understand him. So Sri Ramakrishna is pointing that this body, this picture is only a pillowcase. But inside, what is that? Do you know that? He didn't give any importance to this. Then he continued, but you should remember that the heart of the devotee is the abode of God. Look at it immediately. First he is telling this body is just like a pillowcase, insignificant. Immediately he is telling, but the heart of the devotee, what you are thinking, what you are pondering, what you are meditating, that is very important. If within your heart you are thinking about God, that is the abode of God, then this body is important. He dwells, no doubt, in all beings, but he specially manifests himself in the heart of the devotee. So how clearly he is mentioning. When you look at the person, okay, within him there is the manifestation of God is there, but it is not fully manifested and the person is not aware about it. But the devotee is aware. He is meditating the God within his heart. And when one is meditating and slowly transforming himself as God, then that person, that's why we go and touch the feet of the holy people. Why? It's not the body, it's not the person wearing a dress, it's not the name, but the purity, the God, that is within him manifested. You should remember that the heart of the devotee is the abode of God. Then he said, he who is called Brahman by the Jnanis is known as Atman by the Yogis. Now, these people, they are Brahma Samajis. This Brahma Samaj, you know the history, it was created by Raja Ram Mohan Rai only to protect the Hindus from the conversion into Christianity. And he thought that as because the problem that the Hindus could not answer, how a God who is all pervading can be in the image. So he denounced and not accepting the images of God, formless worship, and the pure Vedanta, Jnana, he introduced. Afterwards it became, that same thing became named as Brahma Samaj. The group of people, they were following that way. They used to pray, they used to worship, but the formless God. Similar thing we see in the northeastern part. There are also one Vaishnava saint. His name is also Shankara, but Shankara Deva, not the Shankaracharya. Shankara Deva, he introduced Krishna worship without the image. So if you go to Assam, among the Assamese, Ahomiyas they call, you will find two types of people, both are Vaishnava. One Vaishnava, they are worshipping Krishna with image. Another group of Vaishnavas, they worship only the book, that is Bhagavatam. And their temple is called that Nam Ghar. Nam means Krishna Nam. They will be only chanting the name of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So Nam Ghar, it's not a mandir. And in that temple, they only keep that book, like the Sikhs. They only keep the book, Guru Granth Sahib. Now the Granth, the scripture, Sahib is a respect. And he is the Guru, the Granth as the scripture is the Guru, so Guru Granth Sahib. And similarly, these people also, they don't believe in the image of, there are so many social other things are also there. Sri Ramakrishna, he is explaining this thing in a very simple way to these people because they are confused. So many thousands of years researches went on, and our rishis, they understood that without form, ordinary people won't be able to think about God. Whenever you are asking them to be holy, to practice religion, if you ask them without any form you practice, it is impossible for them. So naturally what happened, the Buddhist religion, Buddha also told, you need not to worship me. What happened? They went on creating all the Buddha images everywhere. The people cannot. And the stupa, no, we are not keeping the Buddha images, but stupa. Stupa means again a form, and there all these things are there. So that is the reason the Hindus, they understood it. And this is a research work. They found that for the ordinary people, images are very essential. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is discussing that topic with these people because they think God has no form and he is only Brahman. Sri Ramakrishna, his first sentence is telling, he who is called Brahman by the Jnanis, Jnanis means those who are following the path of knowledge. Jnanis is known as Atman by the yogis. And in the Hindus, they developed 4 ways, paths to reach God. One is jnana, then karma, bhakti and dhyana. Jnana, karma, bhakti, dhyana. These are the 4. This yogi, as we are reading, studying that Patanjali Yoga Darshan, these yogis, their ultimate goal is Atman, Atma Darshan, Paramatma, Jivatma, all this way. And the Jnanis they call Brahman. Sri Ramakrishna is telling the same Brahmin is called priest when worshipping. And the same Brahmin when cooking, he knows as cook. The Brahmin when cooking knows as cook. And the Brahmin when worshipping in the temple known as priest. But he is a Brahmin only. So the different names are there but the same person. And here this Bhagavan is telling, it is the unwavering conviction of the Jnani that Brahman alone is real and the world illusory. All these names and forms are illusory like the dream. And what is Brahman? It cannot be described. One cannot even say what Brahman is, whether he is a person or not. This is the opinion of the Jnanis, the followers of Vedanta philosophy. Look at how Sri Ramakrishna, only a few words, he is explaining the Jnana Yoga. This is very, very difficult, the Jnana Yoga, because here they are telling about all that you see is illusory, temporary, is all changing. And some of the people they are questioning, why do you call it as a illusory? Because we can see it, we can feel it, we can touch it, we can describe it. So in every way it is there. How can you say it is illusion? Illusion means is a dream like. I am seeing that a snake over there, but in reality it is a rope. That's the illusion. But how can you say this whole world is illusion? So this is the question against the Jnana Yoga. The Jnana Yoga, they say no, these are all illusions because it is changing. But the bhaktas, again it comes to bhaktas, accept all states of consciousness. There are, when now at this moment we are conscious, then there are dreams, in sleep, we are conscious, but subconscious, then there are superconscious. In meditation, in prayer, we are in superconscious. The consciousness is having 3 stages: superconscious, conscious, subconscious. And sometimes you are looking, but your mind is not attached with your mind is in different way and different place, you are only looking, someone is going on talking to you, you can hear those sound but not the words, you don't understand, because you are not that way conscious. The moment his mind is alert and connected with the ear, then only whatever the words you are listening, you are understanding, thinking over that, those words, you are conscious. So, conscious and the subconscious we know, but we don't have the idea about the superconscious. So, this is called bhaktas, they are taking all states of consciousness as true. They take the waking state to be real. They don't think that the world is illusory, like a dream. They say that the universe is the manifestation of God's power and glory. See, this is the beauty of the Hinduism, the Sanatana Dharma. There is no only one channel that whether you believe it or not, understand it or not, and you have to follow it, you must follow it. Now, there are different type of personalities, different type of thoughts, different type of their convictions. In that way, they are following. The bhaktas, they are following a different path. How? They are thinking all that we see is the manifestation of the same God. So, it is a reality for them. Jnani, just opposite. So, this way, Sri Ramakrishna is explaining. Then it says, the devotee of God wants to eat sugar, not to become sugar. Sri Ramakrishna is telling that they want to eat sugar, they like to enjoy. The God has manifested Himself in so many different ways, and wherever I go, sometimes of cruel people, crooked people, cunning people, and good people, friendly people, divine people, all their creation of the God. And I am enjoying in all respect, in everywhere, in all company. So, they like to enjoy because they are sure that it is God's creation. So, different way, one gentleman, Sri Ramakrishna in Kathamrita is there mentioning, he is also a monk. He came to Dakshineshwar, and there his prayer was totally different type, very unique type. Early morning he used to get up and go on clapping his hand, dancing and singing the glory of God. Oh God, you have created the sun, you have created the air, you have created the trees, you have created the river, you are so great, you everywhere that I see, you are only, you only. So, that was his prayer. And there are other people in the same Dakshineshwar, the same there, at the same time, they are sitting by the bank of the Ganga, closed eyes, trying to withdraw all their senses from the outside, meditating. So, they look at it in different way. One is yogi, one is bhakta, and the jnani is like Totapuri. They are constantly discriminating. This body, this mind, all the sense organs, all these external things that we see is nothing. It is only the Brahman, the consciousness that we must come to know. We must know. This is how God is telling. Then the yogi seeks to realize the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. Yoga, his ideals is the union of the embodied soul and the Supreme Soul. He withdraws his mind from the sense objects and tries to concentrate it on the Paramatman. Now, there are so many ways it is going, and all are going to the same goal. One is bhakta, one is yoga, one is jnani. Sri Ramakrishna right this moment is not explaining about the karma, because karma, the action in everything present. The yogi also doing the karma of discrimination and withdrawing the Jnani also doing the same karma, and Bhakta also doing the same karma. So look at over here, and some of our devotees, they will be changing the flower, the clothings, and decorating the God, and offering him food as if he is leaving, and then praying to, oh God, please come and eat food. This way they are thinking, all are leaving. Unless and until you consider that everything is living, everything is divine, you cannot be a bhakta. In the temple, when you are offering, just like doing that without believing that God is present there, you are not a bhakta. The first and foremost thing for a bhakta is to believe God is living. So this is very important for a bhakta. Years together they are going on offering food to the in the temple and then praying to the God, but God never replies. But bhakta goes on doing it. That is called a tremendous patience in bhakta. Yogi also sitting every moment, his eyes goes and fall on something, immediately the reaction is coming in his mind. Oh my God, why that man is suffering? Oh my God, why that man is creating problem? Oh, see such a nice flower, this thing, that thing, all that is coming in his mind, and he is withdrawing and throwing it out. I don't like to see this, I don't like to hear it, I don't like to touch it. This is also karma and lot of patience. It goes on doing like that. The razor's age, they call it. Somerset Maugham, the famous book, The Razor's Age. You have to work on that constantly, every moment, years together. Maybe at the time of your death also you have not realized anything. No problem. Oh God, next life again I will try to realize you. So that is the tremendous mental strength. Jnani also doing the same way. So the karma is present in everything. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling this, and it's a wonderful way Hanumanji, he expressed it. He said, Deho buddhva dasoham, Jiva buddhva tadamshaka, Atma buddhva tamevaham, iti me nishchita matihi. And there this Hanumanji, who is the embodiment of a devotee, and he is telling this way, Deho buddha, when I think that I am separate from you, when I consider this deha, this sharira, this body is different, dasoham, I am your servant. Oh God, you are the master, I am your servant. Jiva buddhva tad angshaka, when I feel that I am also pure, I am also Atman, but not full. So I am a part of you, O God. But when the Atma Buddha, when I feel that I am only that Atman, the pure self, I am you. I am he, I am he. This is the beauty of the Hinduism. But the problem again in Hinduism, when someone is practicing some path and criticizing others, that is the problem. Not understanding the others, not appreciating the others. I love my this path, no doubt, no problem. Go ahead, Godspeed. But do not criticize others. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is trying to do. Lord Sri Krishna told this unity. Here in the Bhagavad Gita also we find that in the 5th chapter, Yat samkhai prapate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate. Samkha means the knowledge, where the people through their knowledge reaching yoga, those who are working or meditating, withdrawing their senses from the sense objects, they are also reaching the same goal. Ekam shamkam cha yogam cha yah pashyati sapashyati. Those who have realized this, they have realized. Long, long back in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told, we read Bhagavad Gita almost in every houses, in Hindu houses, there will be a Bhagavad Gita. When someone passes away, die, the Hindu family, they will be distributing the Gita books to all the Brahmanas. And the Brahmanas, they take it, and like that they will be collecting book and keep it in their shelf, maybe to 12, 13, 15 Gita, but never open it. That is the problem. If you are not reading and not trying to understand, it is of no use. What for the Shastra? Only just as a book form it will be there? No. You have to read, you have to understand, then throw away. You don't need the Shastra. You have to live with those ideas. That is the beauty. And here it says that Sri Ramakrishna is telling, but the reality is one and the same. See the unity. The speciality of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is bringing the unity in diversity. Here, intra-faith, the Muslim, the Christians and all these Jews and Buddhism, all different religions, they sit together, discuss, and they try to find out the unity. At the same time, among the Hindus, not only among the Hindus, in all faiths. In the Christianity also there are so many denominations. In the Islam also so many denominations. Do you sit together and think, what are denominations? Someone explained the truth in his own way. Someone explained the truth in his own way. And now some people liked that explanation, followed him. It became a denomination. Here, this Dvaitin, Deho Buddhva Dasoham, Dvaita, dualism. God is separate, I am separate. Because I am the only servant, I cannot become the master. So some people, they like this idea. Yes, how can we be the God? It became Dvaita. Dvaita means two, God and the devotee. Majority of the religion are practicing only this. God is separate, Allah is separate, Bhagavan is separate. So this way we go. Second comes Vishishta Advaita. Here they say we are part and parcel of the same God but separated. Like the main fire and from that small sparks. Same fire. All the qualities and the potentialities of the fire is there in that small spark, separated from the main fire. It's called Vishishta Advaita. Sri Ramanuja of South India, he narrated this. He explained the truth in this way. So some people are following, they are called Vishishta Advaita. And another people like Shankaracharya said, whatever you see is nothing but Brahman, manifestation of the God, but only you see in a different way, different manner. So that is your problem. But the truth is only one, no two. So Advaita. Dvaita means two, A means negative. So there is no two, only one. Some people they follow like this. And the problem is Dvaitin and Advaitin and Vishishta Advaitin, they will be constantly fighting and trying to prove that they are the best and they are the correct. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, reality is one and the same. The difference is only in name. He who is Brahman is verily Atman. And again, he is Bhagavan. Bhagavan is for the devotee, Dvaitin, Atman for the yogis, and Brahman, the word Brahman used by the Jnanis. So this is only difference. He is the Brahman to the followers of the path of knowledge, Paramatman to the path of yogis and Bhagavan to the lovers of God. So this way Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is bringing an unity in intra-faith. The Jnanis who adhere to the non-dualistic philosophy of Vedanta say that creation, preservation and destruction of this universe itself and all its living being are the manifestation of Shakti. I told you, friends, that if you have to develop a philosophy, you have to explain three things. First, the creator. Second, the creation. Third, the relation between the creator and the creation. These three answers, if you can give convincingly, that's a philosophy. The Shankaracharya and the Jnanis, they are telling that everything is nothing but the same Brahman. Now the creation, all this, they are something is getting birth, then they're living for some time, and then again it's dying. So the creation, sustaining and the destruction, how it is happening, who is doing it? If the Brahman is inactive, then to answer that question, the Jnanis are telling it is Shakti. So it is a Jnana Marga, the path of knowledge, is explained by Sri Ramakrishna only in 2 lines, only in 2 sentences. He is telling non-dualistic philosophy. In the Vedanta, Veda Anta, there are 3: Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita. But when it is said that only Advaita, non-dualistic, it is not dualistic but qualified non-dualist, it is only non-dualist or called monist. So this is Advaita philosophy. It says how the creation is there, preservation is there and the destruction is there, how the Brahman can do it, because you are telling Brahman is totally inactive, it never works. Then the answer is the power of Brahman, and that is called Shakti. The divine power is creating, preserving and destroying. If you reason it out, you will realize that all these are as illusory as a dream. Brahman alone is the reality and all else is unreal. Even this very Shakti is unsubstantial, like a dream. Here also Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is explaining the viewpoints of the Advaita Jnani. He is telling they are correct, they are true. If you go on reasoning, you will see that even the Shakti is also nothing. The creation is also nothing. So this is in one way. Thus Brahman and Shakti are identical. Now he is bringing that knowledge to these people who is to hate goddess Kali, who never is to turn to the images of gods and goddesses, and they is to denounce the god and goddesses. And he is bringing that idea, that knowledge to these people. Brahman and Shakti are identical. If you accept the one, you must accept the other, because these people, the Brahma Samajis, they accepted Brahman, but not the Shakti. But when you are accepting the Brahman, you must have to accept the Shakti. Why? Otherwise you cannot answer how the creation is there. Sri Ramakrishna never attended any school, never read any philosophical books, but he is talking to Keshav Chandra Sen, who was considered as the most intelligent and the knower of knowledge. He used to explain Vedanta, and here Sri Ramakrishna is explaining Vedanta to him, and in such a simple language. And here he is telling Brahman and Shakti, if you are accepting one, Brahman, you must have to accept the Shakti. Otherwise, how can you explain? It is like fire and the power to burn. If you are accepting the fire, you must have to accept the power to burn. If there is no power to burn, then it is not fire. So this way, the excellent way, very simple way, Sri Ramakrishna is explaining. You cannot think of the fire without its power to burn, nor can you think of the power to burn without fire. You cannot conceive of the sun's rays without the sun, nor can you conceive the sun without its rays. What is milk like? Again, he is going on giving small examples so the people can understand, can remember. When you are telling the philosophy, people may not remember, but when you are giving through an example, it is so very simple to understand. So that's why the great teachers, they will always be telling the philosophy immediately, quoting some examples, parables, stories, songs, so the people can remember it. So this is the beauty. So they say the great masters are great entertainer. When Sri Ramakrishna is to speak, all people is to listen, and there is no microphone. So in the small room, many people can't see him even. So they will be trying to crane their neck just to get a glimpse of the Sri Ramakrishna. And he is explaining, not a little sound, pin of silence, and they are listening because so entertaining. And when the people like us is explaining, people look at constantly at the door. Shall I or shall I not? So this is not the fault of the truth, it is the fault of the people who are explaining. So the great teachers are great entertainers, but all entertainers are not great teachers. There are great entertainers are there. They are not great teachers. When they come, when they talk, they are mesmerized, and they will be singing, dancing, even just they will be delivering the lecture, mesmerizing. But they are not great teachers. That we have to understand. So this is the thing. Sri Ramakrishna, he is explaining. The primordial power is ever at play. Primordial power is the Brahman Shakti, that is called Kali. She is creating, preserving and destroying in play. This power is called Kali. The majority of the people, they are doubtful about the Kali because of the image. She is killing the people and keeping the heads and the human skulls as a garland. She is black. She is with the sword. So the terrible the way. Durga is having, Ma Durga is also having so many weapons, but people are happy because she looks good. She's a beautiful looking lady and it's okay. But the goddess Kali is not like that. But those who are worshipping, they say, once you get a glimpse of the goddess Kali, so beautiful. Why? Because she is knowledge, she is Brahman. And this was Sri Ramakrishna in those days, when everybody was criticizing goddess Kali, he worshipped goddess Kali. And that too, just so near to Calcutta, the then capital of undivided India. All great people used to live in Calcutta, and they used to go on criticizing. They never criticized Krishna. This is okay. Some of the incidents in the life of Krishna they could not explain, they could not understand, so they criticized. But majority, Krishna is okay. Goddess Durga, this is beautiful. She is also killing, but they say it's okay. But goddess Kali, oh my God, how this can be, the lady is not wearing anything, how we can think of this type of lady killing people as a mother, as a divine mother. Sri Ramakrishna, he is explaining that. The Shakti is power. And now we will read up to that and you will wonder, this primal power, the power of the Kali, and it says that the Shakti and the power, it binds. And all the time we are under that Shakti, all that power. So that's why, but though you reason all through your life, unless you are established in Samadhi, you cannot go beyond the jurisdiction of Shakti. The people will be reasoning in so many ways, but to go beyond the Shakti, and what is that Shakti? When afterwards we will be reading, we will see that it has two very special power. One is covering the truth and then superimposing something else on that truth. This covering the truth and then superimposing on that truth something else. This is very peculiar. When we look at the movies, cinemas, we forget that there is a white screen. We always think that so many things are going on. But on what? What is the basis over which all these things are moving? We forget that. We think only those people and the places and all these things are going on. And we become involved with that also. When a person jumping from a bridge and falling in the deep river, we feel, oh my God, what will happen to him? And below the river also, he is lying over there, something has happened. Who is sending the picture? There is a camera. And the cameraman is also there. So all people are there. It is only cinema, it is a movie. People are creating. But when we see on what? There is a screen. We forget the screen. And that screen is true. If the screen is not there, there is nothing to be reflected, there is no movie. You can't see anything. So that is why it says, unless and until you go beyond that, you are not. And how can you go beyond that? This is Samadhi. In every Sunday we are studying the Patanjali Yoga Darshan. And this Patanjali Yoga Darshan, they explain, in the last class only we were discussing, they are explaining so clearly what are the things that is binding us. They say Patanjali in 30 and 31st aphorism of Samadhipada, Badhi, Sthana, Samsaya, Pramad, Alasya, Abhirati, Bhranti Darshan, Alabdha Bhumikatva, Anavasthitvani, one after another. There are 9. Then again in the 31st they say Dukkha, Daurmanyasya, Angamejayatta, Shwasa Prasyasa. The Shwasa Prasyasa, that is also you have to control. Your body is trembling. How can you control your mind? And you are constantly, some feeling of pain is there, misery is there, melancholy is there. You cannot meditate. So you have to be always free and happy. That is the thing. When you are constantly, you are thinking you are happy, that is also a problem. And you are thinking in a melancholy, problem. And some people will be constantly thinking that they are in problem. So how they can meditate? How to control my mind? So these are the problems. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, unless and until you are reaching to Samadhi. And what happens when we get the Samadhi? This Narendranath, he was not Vivekananda then, and a young man of 19. He was meditating and he was going on requesting Sri Ramakrishna, give me the blessing so that I can get the idea of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. There is no kalpa, there is nothing to hold. Our mind constantly think on something, holding something. We hear something, mind remembering that. We see something, mind ponder over that. It goes away like that. But here, without having anything, any object to ponder over, to think, to hold, mind is straight, just like the lamp is burning, the flame is there, and there is no air, flow of air. So just straight that the lamp is burning. the flame of that fire, not even trembling, that type of mind. And then they give another example, when you are pouring the oil from one pot to another, there is not a single bubble inside that oil because there is no air. So that type of mind, so that is called samadhi. And that young man, he got samadhi. That day they were meditating, and suddenly Narendranath found that he has no body. He had the consciousness. Then he started shouting to all others. They were sitting in meditation nearby. They heard him shouting, "Where is my hands? Where are my legs? And where is my head? Where is my..." Then all this way they are shouting, and these people, they thought he has died, and as a ghost he is talking. They ran to Sri Ramakrishna and told, "Sir, perhaps Naren has died and he is talking like this. Then there is no a sign of life in his body." Then Sri Ramakrishna smiled and said, "For a long time he was pestering, let him be there in that mood for some time, it will be all right." So that way, totally physical body consciousness go away. Is it possible? And when it is possible, that's called samadhi, and then only we can understand that we are beyond the realm of Kali. It is one and the same reality. When we think of it as inactive, that is to say, not engaged in the acts of creation, preservation, destruction, then we call it as Brahman. But when it engages in these activities, we call it Kali. The Shiva and Shakti. The Shiva is Brahman and Kali is Brahman active. Shiva is Brahman inactive. And to make it easy for people to understand, because we can understand the male, female, father, mother, so a male god and a female deity. So that way Shiva and Kali, but they are not separate, they are not male, female. They have that Brahman, that consciousness, one inactive but all white. All knowledge is there, but inactive. And it is red, black and white. Kali is mixed up of black, red and white. So that way it is active, then it is not manifested totally, then at the same time it has knowledge. So that is the symbol of Kali. Sri Ramakrishna is telling that it is like the water, called in different languages by different names such as Jal, Pani, Aqua, water and so forth. In different languages, the people, they will be calling it in that way. In Bangladesh here, I was traveling, everything is written in Bangla. So I thought I will also speak in Bangla. And the air hostess came, then I told in Bengali, "Sister, can you please give me a glass of jal?" In Bengali it called jal. Then she told in that East Bengal way, the ki kon buzina. What you are telling I can understand. Ki kon, what you are telling, buzina, I can understand. I told, but I am speaking Bengali. Then the next man who was sitting by my side, he was laughing. I told, what happened? I said, you say jal, here they say pani. She understood it, but won't give it. Because when you are telling the Bengali, she is expecting that you must speak properly. So there they call it pani. But pani is not a Bengali word, pani is a Urdu word. So it comes from that. So anyway, so this language are different, but thing is same. This is called, Sri Ramakrishna is the incarnation of unity in diversity. He is not never telling that you have to change and become only one. No. You remain as it is, only become good and perfect in your own path and then appreciate others also. That's all. In the name of religion, so much of bloodshed because this ignorance. The moment people will understand these, everything will be. Then here, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, some address the reality. He is not telling God or anything. He is telling some address the reality as Allah, some as God, some as Brahman, some as Kali. Look at it, the names are different, the thing is same. But you go and try to tell them, they will beat you. They will kill you. They will all the time thinking, no, you are not correct at all. And they will be angry. Suppose I have not followed your path. Why you should be angry? Why you try to force me to follow your path? And that is the ego. When I am asking you to do, you must have to do. And that is the reason in many, the medieval time we see one king who is a Catholic converting the whole country, all the people as Catholic. Then if they are not, the next queen or king comes as a Protestant, you immediately next night you have to be converted into Protestant. Because I, the king or the queen, following this, so you must have to follow. He doesn't bother about what is God or not. He doesn't listen to the words of Jesus. But as because I am a Catholic, you have to be Catholic. There's the Last Valley, there's a movie long back, it was there. Oh my God, if you see that, you will understand. The father was Catholic, so he killed all people as maximum possible, his own subjects, because they were following the Protestant. So the Catholic father, next, his own daughter became the ruler, and she is a Protestant. She started killing the Catholics. How can you explain it? Is it religion? Madness, sheer madness. In the name of religion. Why do they think like that? Ego. I am the ruler. Whatever I say, you have to follow. I am the priest. Whatever I say, you have to follow. Because I know everything about God. You cannot burn the lamp like that because I, the priest, is telling like this. The God, you have to see the God's face with a lamp. God is giving the everything light, and now we are burning a lamp to see the God. It is just like burning a lamp to see the sun in the daytime. So this is the problem of the ego. Sri Ramakrishna is telling about this. Allah, the God, the Brahman, and this Kali. Then he said Rama, Jesus, Durga, Hari, the personal gods and goddesses, also the same. Now the Keshav is asking, sir, please describe how many ways the Kali, the divine mother, sports in this world. Keshav is a leader in Brahma Samaj, but he is interested to know about Kali. That's why, again, look at it. Again, as because Keshav became interested in Kali, a group of people separated from Keshav, they started another. So denomination goes on increasing in this way. Then Master said, oh, she plays in different ways. It is she alone who is known as Mahakali, Nitya Kali, Shashan Kali, Raksha Kali, Shama Kali. There are so many names. As because in a different way she is working. Then Sri Ramakrishna is explaining Mahakali and Nitya Kali are mentioned in Tantra philosophy when there were neither the creation, not the sun, not the moon, not the planets, and the earth, when darkness enveloped the darkness, then the mother, the formless one, Mahakali. Look at it. The mother, Mahakali, but formless, no form. She was known as Mahakali without any form. But it was all ignorance. It was covered. Darkness enveloping darkness. The beautiful way it has been explained. The great power was one with Mahakala, Kala, the absolute, Kali and the Kala. Then where that knowledge was resting, the activity, it is with the Mahakala, the Shiva. Shama Kali is somewhat tender aspect and is worshipped in the Hindu households. Sri Ramakrishna is many places he said, if you have to worship goddess Kali, you should worship Shama Kali. And then the Sri Ramakrishna has worshipped this Bhavatarini, that is in Dakshineshwar Kali. And he said, if you like to keep the picture of Kali or the image of Kali, you keep this image or the picture when the mother is tender. She is the dispenser of boons and the dispeller of fear. And the right hand side, she is having this type of one hand like this, another hand like this. The boon and the dispenser. I am the mother, why you are thinking about it? Come to me, I will save you. What you want, I will give you. So this is the right hand side. The left hand side is totally different. Right hand side is so good. Left hand side, she is holding a sword and a shivered head. So that is Bama Kali, Dakshina Kali, Bama Kali. Sri Ramakrishna is telling about this. Raksha Kali, the protectress in the time of epidemic, famine, earthquake, drought and flood. And Shashana Kali is the embodiment of the power of destruction. So that's why the ordinary people should not worship the Shashana Kali. So here Sri Ramakrishna is explaining in the different way the Kali. In our next class, we will again try to read and describe. Our next class, of course, will be 24th Tuesday and 22nd the Sunday morning, as we discuss about the why we should meditate. That will be this 22nd and 24th June, because tomorrow I am going to India to meet our President Maharaj and other things. After some pilgrimage at Kamarpukur, Jairambati, I won't go anywhere, only Kamarpukur, Jairambati, I will come back. So these few days there will be, I have already sent that you that who will come, the Swamis, they will be speaking. Now let us offer our pranam to Sri Ramakrishna. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.